So, all right. So, hello again. Welcome to PodCASt, episode 3. Again, I'm your host Jericho, and my co-host again is Nate. Nate, say a little something to the crowd.
Yo.
Yo, perfect. And we got two very special guests with us today, and they're both kind of like a special episode because we got like an all IB squad here. Right
Very
here
inclusive.
Very inclusive, very superior. So yes, so let's have our first guest introduce himself. Daniel, take it away.
Hello. Hi, internet. My name is Daniel. I like long walks on the beach, and I like movies. You know, if you're into that thing. That's this type of show, right?
Of course.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm an IB student, as they've said, and I like D&D. That is what I'm into right now. So, thank you for having me.
The video game, guys. Okay, to all our listeners, D&D, the game.
No, it's not a video game.
Oh, sorry, not a video game. It's explain, Daniel. I'm sorry, because you've never invited me to any of your D&D games.
We played once. We played together. It's a tabletop game. It's like a board game, but in your head. Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for that introduction, Daniel. Very, very warm, very welcome. First timer on our show.
Yeah.
Which I mean, everyone's a first timer on our show. We have like 3 episodes. So we
Except
have
for
our.
you guys.
Oh yeah, that's true. So after that very long introduction from Daniel, let's Charles take it away.
Hi, I am Charles. I'm a gamer and I like food. I'm currently trying to master the ways of noodle arts. I've only tried once and I completely failed. And so
Noodle art.
yeah, noodle arts, man, you know, just like trying to make noodles.
Do you string pancit canton or to make like
No,
or
like
what?
make from scratch. And all I can say is the biggest tip I can say is that you should have at least more flour than water.
Okay, hey, to all our
Yes.
bakers or cuisine entrepreneurs out there, listen to Charles.
Yeah.
Very much a master of his field. Tries once,
man.
fails once. That is a
Hit me.
50-50.
Hit me up with some noodles.
Tries once, fails once.
That's his motto in life.
You know, you gotta try everything, but you try it once only. If you fail, you don't do it again.
See, as you can see, fellow audience, whoever's listening, that the IB organization has really did a number on us. So we have a very special podcast episode today. Talking about the deepest parts of our heart, and to start first is food. That's one deep part of our heart.
The
So
core
yeah,
of my identity.
I'm gonna share. I'm
Exactly.
gonna share a screen here, actually, guys, because I think it sums up a very. And Nate, I'll send you this for like editing. So I'm gonna share screen. I think it sums up how the Philippines is doing during this pandemic. And
Food.
oh wait, I'll show you this. Where is it? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
How do I do this? Okay, there. There, share. And yes, here, look at this, guys. If you can see this, look at this. Do you see this?
yeah.
We will die.
Available.
Available for you.
PM is the key.
That
See,
is
yeah.
true.
This is kind of how our, if for our audiences who don't know or first-time audiences, we live in the Philippines. The 4 of us, we take IB in the Philippines, and well, obviously we know what's up with the Philippines. So yeah, based on our editing, you'll edit this in. We'll send you this. So like China, we resolved the virus. The USA, they're not doing that great also, and like some European. They're doing horrible. Okay, nobody can twist that. Italy, they did pretty bad at the start too, but the Philippines, we got a lot of things coming. We got yema cake, we got spaghetti, ube pandesal,
Yes.
Yeah, man.
ube halaya, all that stuff.
That is so
So, yeah, and I'm just gonna ask some of you guys, have you tried any of this at all? Wait, I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, there. Any of this, like, what do you guys? I mean, I guess because like it's kind of strange because obviously the US probably has like other countries have their thing too. But
Yeah, they have like Oreos, like
Oreos.
Krispy Kreme.
No, but it's just interesting how like even though like in the middle of a pandemic and stuff, and like we're still like as a society, we're just still able to do things. Not really do things, sell things, and like sell food during this time, especially when there's like a lot of things going on that we're able to adapt so well in a way. And I thought, with you guys, have you guys tried any of this? Because I've actually tried like the ube halaya and like like other ones like the buko cake or
Daniel, have you
something
tried any?
and food. Has any of you guys tried any of this? Because
What does that imply, Nate?
Nothing. No, I'm just asking.
yeah. So wait, Nate, what do you think of this? Or like just the food
It's
situation in the Philippines.
They're really thriving though. I mean, they're really popping off with their business and stuff. Like before, we would go out to eat. Now they're like staying inside to sell stuff, and people are buying it. So pop off,
That's
man.
so true.
That's true. Yeah, and like I guess when I'm trying to come up to is because like the Philippines, like kind of our society, we like going out, we like going to malls, hence why we have like all those malls that we have and not enough public infrastructure. So not so subtle, but there it is.
That's libel, dude. That's terrorism. Don't do that.
Nationalist, yes.
Yeah, and like, do you think like just how, because of how this pandemic, does it change the way that we're gonna approach the industry in terms of like going to malls and food and stuff? I want to get your thoughts on that because as IB learners, we are there are a lot of things that I guess I even forgot what do you call that, the like how we're supposed to be like learners, risk takers, blah, 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 stuff like that. So Daniel, what do you think of, how this pandemic will change, how we approach everyday life, especially like food and malls and leisure?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
It's interesting. No doubt it's really weird the food supply thing that's happening now in the Philippines. Like, what's this? I'm not sure if this has been your experience, and I don't want to sound insensitive to those who might not have a similar experience, but for some reason, the food we're cooking at home has become more extravagant than ever. Like we are just
That's so
making
true.
such like weird meals. Like
Sushi, man.
we once had tomato soup and like grilled cheese sandwiches for dinner, and I was like, "What
For
are
dinner?
we doing with our food? Like,
I mean,
what?
did
Where
you
are we
like
getting
it?
this?" It was great, but like you know what I mean? Like we're not just eating corned beef and rice anymore. It's like this is so. And I mean,
Filet
I'm
mignon
grateful.
every day.
Yeah,
Like,
filet mignon.
Yeah, and it's like the local businesses, like even within our village, are so active. There are like tons of Viber groups my parents are part of, and they're just like selling food. Like we've had the ube pandesal, the cassava cake, all of that. It's weird how much food we have. My friend was telling me, once they just had like steak all of a sudden. They never had steak at home, but then they just on a whim just gets. It's weird. And also my siblings are selling chicken now, so that's weird. But
You wanna plug
good
them?
for them.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna plug
Wait,
them.
No.
Wait. Okay.
They're not nationwide, anything. They get,
They're on Lazada or Zalora.
Oh,
if you live where I live, then maybe. But I'm not gonna share my address to the internet.
okay.
But-
I'm curious now. Is this chicken live or is it like
Oh.
what kind of chicken?
Oh, they grew the chicken.
Oh,
They
no.
have, no, it's raw. They have raw chicken, and it's like just the chicken quarters, I think. And then they just put them in trash bags and throw them at houses. No, I don't know. I don't know their method. I know they have plastic bags and they get boxes or whatever. It's interesting. They're making more money than me, so
Yeah.
kudos to them.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like when the pandemic hits, all of a sudden everyone wants to sell food and gain money, which makes sense because obviously this pandemic has hit financially like a lot of people impacted from all scopes of life. Charles, what's your take on this and how this might impact how us Filipinos will be able to buy and sell food or go to malls to eat in the future? If you have any thoughts on that?
Okay, so me being under a family that I guess is pretty strict in terms of cleanliness, especially because of this virus. Um, I've noticed that there's been a lot of changes because number one, we barely get outside food. So I don't know. For us, we try not to buy even the ones that are like local, like the locals, though, like yeah, the baked sushi and all those stuff. We try not to get those, and also raw food, anything that is raw. So like sushi, my favorite salad stop. We can't get those anymore because it's freaking raw, and yeah, it's pretty sad, but I think like it's pretty sad.
It goes on like a downward turn.
Jesus Christ.
No, Charles, it's okay. Finish your point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
yeah, it's pretty sad, but I guess it's time to adapt. And yeah, I agree with Daniel. Suddenly, like all the food and at home just becomes extremely extravagant. But at the same time, there are times where they make a big bulk of them, and you can just have leftovers for like 3 straight days.
Oh, that's so true.
That
That's
gets
facts.
annoying.
That's facts. That's true. Like even for like my family, I believe like we're thankfully, like, thank God, like in this pandemic,
Yeah.
we're getting by. I hope all of us are getting by, obviously.
Wait, let's just clarify. We're
Wait, yeah,
very
wait.
grateful for all of this.
Yes, we do. We're not.
Of course.
Yes, let's clarify. We're not.
Like,
We're not snobs. We're not silver.
leftovers for 3 days.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Good
audiences,
food.
for those who may feel like just because of the tone and stuff,
We are grateful.
we're incredibly
Um,
grateful. You know,
We are
wouldn't-
donating to the following. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
just the cafe and yeah, those things. Well, because obviously a good thing we're on like the good side of the pandemic. Well, there are no good sides, but like financially or like in terms of like having what we need, like the resources to live every day, we're able to do this podcast and stuff. So yes, we're on that. You know, we're not really struggling to the point of like, you know, needing rations and stuff like that. And like we appreciate. But yes, I don't know why, but like just Filipino households are just. I don't know, when we get bored with like, oh, we can't buy food and we can't go to we can't go to the mall to buy food. We're just gonna make our own mall food. Like next thing you know, tomorrow my parents are gonna be like, oh, let's try Japanese Arabian fusion, and like now I'm confused. Yeah, exactly. Like and it's like the baked sushi. Like it's really good for those who haven't tried. Like if you're in the Philippines, buy baked sushi, but like isn't like sushi like you wrap it around like this like the seaweed and stuff, but no, here they like serve you just the inside part of the sushi. So like now I'm confused that way. I mean like I'm deliciously confused, but like it's still delicious. Yeah, and that's kind of like a situation that we're in right now, probably because, you know, our parents, some of them, most are working from home. You know, they gotta pass the time like what we're doing with this podcast. So
Exactly.
yeah, so this will definitely change about, you know, because of the, you know, the pandemic and stuff, and it's kind of funny just to look at it. And you know, if there's one thing that we could, you know, take away from the fact that, you know, our society is still able to adapt despite, you know, the very hard conditions, we can still help each other by selling food and being available, because obviously no one wants to go out, like especially now that this virus is airborne. For those who don't know, this is an airborne virus now, very easily how do you call that? Frick, I forgot the word. Contagious. Yes, very easily contagious. Like obviously you don't want to go out anymore, and the fact that, you know, our society can, you know, cater to people, a lot of people who don't want to do that is, well, very extraordinary and very much better than just pretending like wearing a mask is a bad thing. So yeah. But you know, which happens in some places. Let's not get into too much of that. But yeah, just but like it's really nice. Oh yeah, Nate. Yes, you have something to say?
Nah.
Oh no, you're
go
good.
ahead.
Okay. So yeah, we're pretty much kind of not really enjoying, but like we're still having good quality productive time here during the pandemic. But like, let me ask you guys, like, what's like the hardest thing to do during this quarantine? Like something that you do normal, like on a normal basis, but then the pandemic hits and now it's just like you don't want to do it, or like there's like a risk. And you know, I feel like that Nathan's got a face right now on the Zoom call that, you know,
Yeah.
makes me very eager for questions, for an answer. So Nate, let's go.
Like the hardest thing to do is to go outside. I mean, what else?
took that straight, like literally. Okay, yes, Nathan.
Okay, next topic.
Next topic. Okay, guys.
Done.
Yeah.
But Nate, that's it. To go outside. That's
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
You're wrong,
Oh.
mates. Of course, everyone can go outside, guys.
Oh,
Do it at your own risk.
Man.
Yeah, well, okay, we got Nate's answer down. So, what about you, Daniel? No, yeah, being stuck at home every day and stuff. What do you think is, or what do you think will be? Not is, but maybe will be or was anything, any experience that
Yeah,
you should.
I was gonna say exercise, but then you said like things that you normally do. And I was like, oh, that doesn't count.
Daniel self roasting topic point. Okay, let's. Yeah, go ahead, Daniel. Go ahead.
I'm sad. No, I think one of the I don't want to touch on this topic again so much because you kind of talked about it in your first episode.
check that out.
But
by the way.
really, yeah, check it out. I'm plugging this same podcast. You guys, it's really good.
Yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
But don't stop watching this episode. Like, stay
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
watch that episode. Yeah, back on topic. For me, it's really like studying at home.
Mhm.
Either like with just school regularly when we do our classes, and I know that this is something that Jericho already kind of discussed. But you know, even preparing for like college entrance and yeah, just that. It's really hard to do it in your own like prerogative and with your own like doing it by yourself because I don't know, you feel lonely. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
well, I think what's been helpful is really becoming more like with anything you want to do productively. I guess it's really when you start like making yourself accountable to other people around you. But yeah, aside from like the very serious topic of productivity, it's also very difficult to like record music when you're doing it with other people
True.
because
That's true.
no one's on time, so I can't get the I can't play along with the track or stuff like that. Yeah,
No one's on time. Who
Or
are these
the-
people?
or
Daniel?
they're
Shout them out, Daniel. Shout them out. Who are they? Name drop. Name drop.
Let me plug my band. No, not that. They're not off time. Sorry, they're late with their
They're dragging.
submissions. So.
They're not offbeat. They're just
They're-
late to submission.
yeah.
I thought they played the whole
Oh.
song wrong. Every
Yeah,
single
same.
member.
The,
Yeah, go
no,
ahead,
but
Daniel.
The other problem is like doing it by yourself because they usually want you to make a video, right? You
Mhm.
see those edits when you're playing, and then like there's separate people play like a Zoom call, and then they're all playing their instrument. Yeah, you see that edit. So they ask you to take a video at your room. The problem is like if you make one mistake, you have to restart because there's a camera. And that sucks so much because I have to keep on. Because I'm not a talented musician. Just to say, I'm not great. I make a lot of mistakes, so a lot of takes as well. But yeah, those are the hardest things to do for me.
Yeah, yeah. So thanks for that, Daniel. Because if those who don't know, Daniel plays the how do you turn the keyboard, the piano, right?
The piano.
Daniel plays the piano.
I'm a pianist.
Yeah, he's a pianist.
A singer as well.
A pianist.
Yeah, he's a
You can
he's
check
a
out his
pianist.
band, Gunita. Where can we find
Oh
this?
yeah, actually, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I'm not talking smack about them. It's other. You guys are great. I love you guys.
Yeah,
Send this video to them directly.
yeah, but that makes sense. Actually, that's true for those who are kind of have their own, not really work, but yeah, in some ways you have like a team effort, like especially if you're in the band or if you're in like a department on like an office, like if there are any adults watching this podcast and stuff like that, and you gotta be on time with anything, especially if you need to record those things. Those are gonna be very difficult. What about you, Charles? What's been a very difficult thing for you to do during this quarantine or during staying at home all day? And we'll get to Nathan after.
Okay. So I guess the hardest thing for me is because I do it out of a duty to attend, and that's the exercise. Because since I was in volleyball varsity, it's like I'm committed and obligated to join. I'm obliged to join. But now, since I'm just at home, it's like I don't know what to do. I just want to sit down or sleep or just eat in general. So basically, gaining weight is very easy during quarantine. And no matter how many times you're gonna tell yourself, "Oh, I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna lose weight" or something like that, it's pretty hard, honestly. Even though, yeah, sure, the momentum's there, or like you have the determination. Sometimes it just fades away slowly. You just don't know it. But yeah, um, totally like yeah, exercise, and I really admire those who like exercise a lot every day. Like you see those posts online. I don't know why, but like they just start showing their workout videos and stuff, and I'm like,
Charles,
oh,
do you have a
okay.
thing against online workout posts? Are you that
No,
kind?
no, no,
Are
no, no.
you-
I don't have like anything against it. It's if not, then it's inspiring. The thing is, I don't have that determination to keep on doing the workout every single day or every other day. Like right now, it's like a duty. It feels like a duty to just suddenly go down to the parking lot and suddenly play table tennis with my brother and sister. Like, yeah, it's very
Daniel, they got a table tennis
we
table.
just got a table
Yeah.
tennis table.
I'm
like,
mad jealous too, but you know,
Yeah.
it's probably
2 weeks
fun,
ago?
I know, right?
yeah, we got it 2 weeks ago.
That's cool.
So yeah. What else? I agree with Daniel with the productivity one. Like I can't even do my cast things. Even streaming. Streaming I can just do it at home. I haven't even streamed in a while.
Hey, plug
So-
your stream.
You're doing-
Plug your
Yes.
stream though, Dan. Charles, plug your stream.
your
Plug it,
stream.
plug it.
Yeah man, you gotta visit Thunderhood277
Yeah.
and twitch.com.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get
Yeah.
Charles these
Also
views,
follow my
guys.
also subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Link
That's
in the
also-
Charles,
description.
Link in the description below, guys. Link in the description below.
Yeah man.
Dude, you're like doing cast now though, so
Mm,
Oh yeah, this is a
Thanks,
cast.
guys.
Honestly, this
you're
is a
welcome.
cast. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay. Because out of my pity of myself not having cast, I joined this joke lang. It's not pity. It's really fun. But then no, the pity came in joy in finding a service. I really had to find a a cast service. And yes, I found one. And
Which is?
it's the Atom one. It's the Atom org.
Oh yeah, the finance one. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, man,
plug,
you should
plug.
follow them
plug
as well.
it.
Plug it.
We're
Nate,
just gonna
Charles,
plug
plug it.
everything there. But yeah, productivity, exercise, that's the hardest things. And is there anything else? I think like finding a new conversation with your family, starting
Mm.
a new
Interesting.
conversation with your
Oh.
family, because like
Expand
Okay,
on
you're
that,
gonna
Charles.
be-
Expand on that.
you're-
Actually, very
you're gonna be stuck there with your family every single day,
Wait, where's there?
and
There. Home.
like at home.
Oh,
And
okay.
honestly, me as a person, I used to hang out in my room a lot, but I've had the revelation that it's easier to just hang out in the dining room because
Mhm.
everything's there. You got food. If you want to lie down, you got like a bunch of chairs in a row. Yeah. So, and since a lot of people just go to the dining room, it's like you have to at some point start a conversation and just make the situation less awkward. So like yeah, starting a
I
conversation,
feel
especially
you,
for
Charles.
me.
I actually
I-
greatly feel you.
I
Yes, Daniel.
agree, but like my social awkwardness is super clear in calls. Do you know when like everyone goes silent?
Yeah.
On a
Yeah,
call?
that thing,
And
the
it's like,
awkward silence.
who yeah, more topics please, right? It's like
Right?
That's
it's
facts.
dope.
That's facts.
like
Yeah.
dead silence in real life sucks.
Yeah,
But
it is.
dead silence in calls is just the worst because you're not sure. Should I just go? Should we leave or do we continue?
Yeah, that's true.
I feel
I
you,
don't
Charles.
know.
Actually, definitely. You know, especially during the quarantine. If like just a personal note, like I have a big family, 7 children.
You have 7 children.
No, I don't have 7 children, but I'm part of a group of 7 children.
My goodness,
Yeah.
this guy.
7
Cash
children.
project, you know.
Oh, man.
In 4 months of quarantine, I got 7 children.
4 months?
You adopted
Dang.
4 children?
That's like
Took a
like
very
4 wives.
took a very dark turn here, guys.
That's like
They
4
were all
wives.
conceived and born during
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, no, cause like I have 6 other siblings, and and like, my
Yeah.
parents and stuff. Makes sense. Like obviously because like no one's going out, no one's going to school. It makes sense that you just run into them and you're like, oh hey sis, and just hi.
Hey, sis.
Just here I'm here to get some Doritos. Get out of my way. That kind of thing. That's kind of just for food. Yeah, no, but like the quarantine has helped me, become more vocal with my, with the people I'm with every day, which is also
The
my
vocal
family.
is a good thing and
Yeah,
not a
you're,
bad thing.
you're like, I hate you.
More
You guys
vocal,
suck.
negatively more vocal. Why am I still here?
Leave me alone.
That kind of
Not
no, I
a
appreciate.
face, mom.
It's not a fish, mom.
It's not a thing. Doing podcasts, your mom's like doing this podcast. My mom's like, "Why are you doing this podcast?" It's not a face, mom. I want podcast. Makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
Charles, good point there. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, but like it's funny how like not really funny, but like it's interesting. So like you stay in the dining room, like just because like just the location, it's close to like the food. The Wi-Fi is probably strong there. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's your thing. That's smart. That's smart actually.
Stay in the dining room, guys.
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah,
Nate? Like fellow co-host. What's like? Oh wait, no, wait. Did we just ask you already? Going out, right?
Yeah, going
going out.
outside. It's
Okay.
hard.
Yeah, very hard.
But if I'm inside,
May
I think-
police eh.
Inside, like inside.
I'm
All right.
my police. I'm scared of there. But yeah, if I'm inside, I think I talked about this in the first episode. It's not procrastinating. Because like you're in the same workspace and resting. Like work and rest is in the same environment. And you're like, should I make use of my time to work? Or should I procrastinate for another 5 hours doing absolutely nothing or binging a Netflix TV show? Probably the Netflix TV show in most cases.
But yeah,
Well,
that's
Whatever, yeah. It's pretty hard to not procrastinate.
Yeah, that's
But
true. Especially since like we're all IB students, guys. Kind of like
yeah.
procrastination seems to be like tool weapon number 1 in case everything goes really bad. But yeah, well, that's kind of like a, how do you call this? Not really a crutch, but like just like a little, just part of the human condition in terms of taking IB. So yeah, but yeah, I know like. Obviously there are a lot of things hard to do during this quarantine. Obviously, get a job definitely is hard to do during this quarantine because of like, you can't go to in-person interviews and also because a lot of, we're on the brink of a recession here in the Philippines. But yeah, but like, to turn into like a more positive note, guys, like, what about, if you flip it around, like instead of like, let's assume like the quarantine will be over, this pandemic will be over very soon. Not to be naive, but let's just be hopeful. But like, what's the most exciting, like what are you most excited to do when quarantine is over? Me personally, if I can start, and we'll get to Charles next. Charles, you'll be next after this.
Okay.
For me, it's to go back to watch a movie in the cinema. Like I just miss
of
the
course.
cinema experience,
That's
man.
true.
Oh my gosh.
Like if you look at this half year, like we're already on the 7th month of the year, which is insane. 2020 just went by in a snap, but like I really miss going to movies. Like I know like the comfort of your own home, you have the food here, you have like you have
It
Wi-Fi in
doesn't
the.
feel the same
It's
though,
not the
right?
same. Like we could have, there are a lot of movies that should have came out this year, like Tenet,
Yeah,
got the
Timothy
French
Chalamet
Dispatch,
movies,
the
Dune.
French, the West End, Dune. Like I'm a
Timothy
big Marvel
Chalamet.
fan. Yeah, I'm a big Marvel fan. So like Black Widow, that got pushed back also a lot. So I really miss going to the cinema, buying popcorn, sitting down with my family or my friends, or even just by myself, and watching a movie on the big screen, like in the theater. So yeah, that's me. What about you, Charles? What are you most excited to do when quarantine's over?
Honestly, sometimes I have a feeling that I've been going on a food craze. Like I can talk about food every single day, and so my top one would be to go on a food trip. Honestly, I really want to go on a food trip. I don't care where. I don't care like how I'm gonna get there, but I'm just gonna keep getting food, man. I
You
don't
gotta
care if I
take me
get
on that, dude. Let's
Yeah.
do it when this is all over. Wait, no, but I gotta ask you, Charles. Sorry to cut you off, but like, you don't care how, meaning like you're willing to just walk miles.
You're willing to get kidnapped there.
You're willing
Yeah,
to.
man.
You're willing to
Yeah.
just like really.
Yeah. Okay. If you walk, okay, you're gonna walk from place to place. You technically are burning. You're already digesting the food as you walk, so you have more space for more food.
I love the logic. This is amazing, Charles. You are a genius.
I don't know if that's how it works, but for me that's how it works.
I love it. That's amazing. That's true. Thanks for that, Charles. Actually, now that becomes my second most interested thing to do once quarantine. I'm gonna eat a lot of
Yes.
food. So Nate, what about you? When quarantine is over.
I think it's the same for me, man. Food, but with the boys though.
Hey, yeah, with the boys.
With the
Let's go. That's
You
true.
know, I haven't seen these people in so long. I just
That's
want to be
true.
goofy with them. Relive
Yeah, I
old
miss you all,
times.
guys. Yeah.
Shout out to Aiden. I
Mm.
hope you're still alive. If you see this, yes.
Aiden doing his
Oh yeah, dude, we
best
gotta send
protecting
Aiden
the
this.
grass.
Oh, we gotta get Aiden on this next time. That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah,
Too bad the time difference is like so long.
Oh, that's
Bye.
true.
We'll
Yeah.
be doing like an all-nighter podcast if that's the case.
All right, thanks,
Night
Nate.
episode.
Actually, that's true. Yeah, going on a food bender with your bros is actually one of the best things ever. Yeah, even if it's just one place, and then you stay in that one place. Like I remember,
Yeah.
like Holy Smokes, Nate's. You know Holy Smokes, right? Like
Oh, of course.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Plug-
yeah. Plug Holy Smokes. Yeah, we just the food there is insane. Well, Daniel, what about you? I know that you might be a little laggy a little bit, but yeah, what's the most exciting thing? I mean, what are you most excited to do after quarantine?
Hey, you guys stole my answers na eh.
Wow.
Spoiler
okay,
alert.
man. New answer.
He wants to
You
go on
answer.
a date.
Let me think.
See her.
Yeah, he wants to go on a date, man. Ask her.
Shut up.
Context.
It's not. There's not the place for that. There's not the place for that.
Okay.
Next episode, guys. Follow-up episode with Daniel. Okay, yeah, Daniel, go ahead.
It's all about love life.
It's just like you interrogate me. It's so horrible. In full honesty, though, like whenever people ask this question a lot, and I never know what to say because I'm having a pretty good time. alone at home.
Okay. I mean, that's great, but don't you miss anything at all?
Honestly, no.
As
Okay,
you can see.
So what's this? You know that Briggs-Myers test thing, right?
Yeah.
I used to get extrovert a lot as one of my cognitive whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I really thought I was, and I do enjoy going out and seeing friends and hanging out. But then I did it again during the quarantine, and it turns out I'm like an extreme introvert. And
How many percent?
I feel it now, like 80. I'm
Oh wow.
super introverted. I love
hate
staying
people.
at home.
You hate people now.
I hate people. I only like it when they are on my screen.
That's what introvert means for Daniel. Hating
Yes,
people.
that's what it
Yes.
means.
Definitely.
And world genocide.
If you see
This-
Daniel,
this is
don't even
exactly
turn
what
your
I want.
direction.
No, but
This
Wait, guys, wait. Just
my
a little. Wait,
guess-
so yeah, go Daniel. Wait, go. It's okay.
I mean, I honestly, when the quarantine ends, I'm still gonna just stay at home. But I agree. Watching a movie would be nice with friends because at least we don't need to talk still for most of it. And I can go home.
Wow. I like this character development.
You're one of those
Daniel.
people, though, Daniel, that like when you don't like the person beside you talking to you, like in the movie, like, oh, this is cool, like the comments, like the side comment guy. Yes, that's.
Yeah, and I don't know anyone like that. You know,
Oh,
nobody in this call. No, that's okay. I like talking about movies after.
Just
it's
not
done.
during the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Noted though. Talk to Daniel during
Interesting
the
though,
film. He'll love
Daniel. Yeah, interesting. I like Daniel's take there actually, because like the quarantine and like the pandemic. Yeah, me and you are like Daniel, very introverted. Though this podcast won't make it seem like we are introverted, Definitely.
True.
If we ever, if like audiences, like if any of you are like a close friend of me, I will disappear a lot.
That's
Just a
true.
lot.
Yeah.
Just everywhere, you know.
Especially when you need him.
Especially when you need me. Like, you
Just
know,
kidding.
like just well, not because like I don't like people, just because like I just really like doing things like by myself. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of you can account for that. Like I know Nate's, you know, I don't know Charles. I don't know about Charles though. Charles, you know, he gets a lot of the ladies, you know, and
Oh, that's
girls. Yeah, that's
What?
true.
What?
You know, that's true, right, guys? Can we all can we all agree with
Yeah.
that? Yeah, that's
Can you
true.
plug
Food trip
them?
daw eh. Food trip.
Food
May
trip,
food.
Charles gets a lot of the right attention, you know, so can't be
Mhm.
introverted. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, makes
Wow.
no, it makes sense. Makes sense. Actually, you know, staying at home, even though like you know, as my answer was, you know, going to the cinema and just doing things like doing how do you call this? Like just staying at home, doing things like just by yourself, doing your work or just doing something you enjoy. You know, that definitely this quarantine has made me really accept that, and it was really hard just because like you know going to school with you guys and seeing you every day. I feel like sometimes you just gotta be. Sometimes there are days where like you have to you know converse with like the bros and say hi and stuff like that. When you get
Yeah.
home, you're just like you know you see a
You wanna
message.
die.
Yeah, not you wanna die. Okay, let's relax. Let's relax, Nate. Not to that
That's
extent.
figurative,
Figurative.
stylistic device.
Yeah, like when you get home and you're really tired, just the introvert way and stuff. So yeah, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, some people though, like yeah, like introverts and like sometimes well Daniel per se, he's fine in the quarantine
He's
already.
thriving. Daniel's
Yeah, he's
like
thriving.
popping off.
He's feeding off his brother's chicken selling business. Like on the side, he's taxing them like 50% higher than the original price. But yeah, and stuff. But like to all our audience members there, you know, if you would ever leave your answers in the comments, you know, what's the most exciting? What are you most excited to do during this quarantine? We'd actually, you know, I would actually like to. I'm actually kind of people. Oh, read comments, I'll reply, or something like that, just to pass the time. But yeah, I know. But you know, just to be like, how do you call this? Like realistic. Like you know, there's no end in sight. Like if you do the research and stuff, very far from over. And even though like we're getting really how do you call this? Like jittery about you know going outside or like being free, not wearing a mask and stuff like that. Just be safe, you know. Our audience, whoever's watching, ladies and gentlemen, just be safe and stuff. And all of us can agree to that though. And you know, this podcast, well, this episode's been kind of just about you know the quarantine stuff and the food. But as IB students, though, we kind of have another different monster to deal with at hand, and you know, let's just
Oh, no.
let's dive into it. You know, that's kind of why I had you guys on
Yeah.
the show. You know, if we had somebody else,
IB scam, man.
yeah, just you know.
The
So let's
IB
talk about it.
scandal.
So, what do you guys know about? Well, kind of like what happened with IB recently in terms of like the scores or like you know
Oh my.
stuff like that. And you know, what's your take on it? That's Charles. Yeah, Charles, since you kind of have
Okay.
like the reaction.
Ano yan, I only came to know this because my tutor, yes, I have tutor during this quarantine session, but yeah, my tutor just suddenly said, oh, you know about this IB problem, this IB scandal, and I didn't know, so I had to check. And it was it's pretty scary because number one, there was no externals for last year, so those who got the predicted of 7 or 6, they got lower than what's expected, and they've been ranting about it. And what's scary is because us, since we're just first year IB and we're about to get our predictive grades, and say for example we're sure and we're confident that we're gonna get, say for example, even a 6 in our, I don't know, lang lit or math, and then suddenly when you pass it to IB, they
like
give you a
flex,
4 or a 5. That's pretty scary. And you can't and the thing is, I don't know, you'll lose confidence in showing your college. I've seen tweets and Twitter, and some of them are like, oh, I got a 6 and 7. I gave it to the university, my dream university, and then when I got my real grades, they rejected my real grades, and now I'm not in the university. university.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
like,
Yeah.
oh no, it's a pretty big risk, and it's a pretty big like hit to the effort that these students have been putting on, and it's scary because we're in quarantine and we have no idea what we're actually supposed to do. So if, say for example, we put a lot of effort, but then the IB is just gonna give us a low grade, I don't know if the effort's worth it or not.
That's true. Yeah, I like your points there, Charles. Actually, very
Yeah.
kind of the big
And
danger there.
yeah, and another thing is usually IB is known for staying silent about scandals and stuff. So I don't know how they're gonna react to this.
Just like Hollywood.
Yeah, I've seen petitions even, man. Like,
IB is like the Hollywood of education.
except everyone's just
That's a
depressed.
good comparison, actually.
Yeah.
I like the comparison. IB is the Hollywood of education. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, and for those who don't know, I just want to educate our listeners and our viewers. Well, this because we're IB students and stuff. Then I'm pretty sure not if you don't get the whole gist of it. But yeah, the grading scandal that happened recently, where the recent batch of graduates, because there was no big exam. It's for example, like you know how in high school you have
Your
an exams.
finals.
Yeah, you have your
Yeah.
finals and then you get your grade. In the case of IB, it's an example, nobody got their finals, and basically the system is grading them based on past data, depending on your IAs and depending on some sort of
Yeah.
your work, but they're also depending it on the grades of past graduates or the grades of people who graduated before or the average grade that your school has. Which
It's
is
super
very
unfair.
which is very unfair. And Daniel, if you have, or Nathan, if you have any thoughts on that, go ahead and share.
It's
Yeah.
basically like imagine, so the whole past year you've kind of been on and off, and then your finals are your redemption. Basically, you're getting your redemption to make your grades go up, taken away, and that's what the IB did. They just graded it off unfair stats, and it's safe to say it's not even fair to grade in that evaluation because
Mm.
it doesn't show like your progress or whatever.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. What about you, Daniel?
People
What
are
about-
like angry and stuff. Okay, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, it is not. It's not the easiest subject to tackle
Mhm.
because I mean, as much as it does hit like the students, this whole pandemic is affecting schools and colleges and universities just as heavily as well.
Mhm.
So for me, my goal with my reaction to this is like, how do you balance the sort of like the upset of the students, but also recognizing the struggles of these universities and these schools, and even IB in certain ways. Because in full honesty, when I first heard they had no externals, I was so jealous.
Me
I
too.
was-
Yes, definitely.
I hated it so much. Like, I could have, if that happened to us, but now I'm seeing the
Yeah.
what that,
The
uh,
downside.
yeah.
There's a
Downside.
definite downside.
and it is, and I think it's because like it was so sudden. Obviously, I feel like if the externals were canceled much earlier,
Mhm.
maybe there could have been better strides for students, better ways to help them bump up their grades. But yeah, I mean, I've been watching videos on YouTube, people reacting to their grades or like asking my own friends. And yeah, they're some are grateful, some are like, okay,
Yeah.
at least I passed. Some are annoyed, and understandably naman.
Uh-huh.
For me, I think that at the moment though, we really need to figure out how to, I think, respond more productively and to really help each other out, both IB and the students, because it doesn't lead anywhere if if we don't have any solution to offer. Because I mean, there are not a lot of available universities naman anyway at this moment.
Yeah.
So I feel like universities should be putting effort to assisting students and listening to kind of how they feel. But Charles, you want to say something?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I
Charles.
was just gonna say. I mean, like, on the bright side, there was a bigger passing rate. There was a larger passing rate this year compared to
Mhm.
last year.
That's good.
Last year was 77.16. This year was 78.75. It's not that
Yeah.
big of a big percentage, but then
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, it's still pretty big. So, um, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, I would still, of course, you would still want a bigger score.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
as long
Yeah.
as you pass, you get your diploma. I don't know. I'd say that's a win already.
Yeah, that's so true. And I
Go
think
ahead, Daniel. Go ahead.
colleges should be considerate, with the situation of everyone. Like for one thing that I've been noticing with the United States universities,
Yeah.
they've canceled or not canceled. They're no longer requiring SAT scores in a lot of schools
Mm.
because they understand the situation, the economic situation of certain families, certain people. Not all. I'm not sure. I don't know the statistics of that, but I think that's a good way to kind of. I'm not saying that every campus should just not look at our student resumes, but there should be more personal interaction in that way. And I think that's something I'm taking to heart with this next year in IB.
Mhm.
Really trying to understand how you can not just get a better grade, but also as you're applying to colleges, how are you interacting with the admissions agents? What are you? How are you presenting yourself? Because in reality, those are just some numbers talaga. They don't completely represent a student's complete capability. But yeah,
That's true. That's
those
true.
are just my thoughts.
Yeah.
I really like those. I really like what everyone said here, and though we may be biased because we're subjected to whatever the IB has for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could be a little biased in that case. But yeah, that this point, I like everyone's points and stuff about that. And yeah, and I guess if any of those listening are IB students or, hopefully, I mean, that would be cool. If you guys are an IB student, please leave in the comments below. That'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
And for if I could give any advice based on my limited understanding of the universe, yeah, I guess we really just gotta have to work now. I mean, it's I guess
Yeah.
there are a lot of the memes and a lot of the funny stories about you can just suck in your IAs and then use the month-long exams to bail you out and stuff like that. But especially now in this pandemic, nothing is guaranteed. I wanted to bring this up with you guys, but like there's a possibility that even us, like even our batch of next year, May 2021, we might not even have our externals as well,
Yeah, that's
depending
true.
depending on the
Daniel's so
extent.
happy right now, I bet.
Yeah. Daniel will definitely have a different reaction when that time rolls around and stuff. And we'll see.
Yeah.
My brother who took the IB, he passed thankfully.
Hey.
And
Right.
he said I asked him like, oh, are we gonna have externals as well? And he said depends because technically now the IB has more time to prepare rather than the few months like March. It just it happened all of a sudden. At least now they have time to prepare. So hopefully we'll have ours also. And like any word of advice, yeah, it's again you gotta work hard now. It's time to really strap up and get all those IEs done, which definitely I have done. already. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely have not done.
Definitely.
Yeah, but and it's also, yeah, and I guess because like the IB was unfair or like whatever grading system it was, but like again, you really are just a product. Like your grade is really a product of how much effort you put into your class. And to all those IB listeners, we're all in this together. We're one huge community all around the world. Right now, we're one huge pissed off community all around the world. But it'll get better. Yeah, definitely. The IB will have solutions. Hopefully, very fair ones. But this is kind of the situation.
Don't count on
we're
it.
limited. Yeah, but like a final question before we head off, like how are you guys gonna prepare for year 2? How what's the mindset coming in? People might think, or is there even a mindset? Or let's
Preparing.
prepare. What?
What is preparing?
Let's start with Charles. Charles, how are you gonna gear up for this, especially with everything that's happened recently with the scores? How are you gonna ramp up for IB year 2?
Okay, honestly, I think I have to put double the effort, if not triple the effort that I'm putting in right now. And okay, since we brought up the topic that we're all in this together, I guess it's also important that we have to keep inspiring our classmates as well. So each of us have to not only, yeah, it's hard to always look in the bright side, but at least we have to do our best to do it, so that
Yeah.
not only us, not it's not a mindset that okay, only I have to pass. It's no, it's we have to pass. Yeah, it's
Communal.
it's not my
Gosh.
grade. It's our grade. It's our grade now. So yeah, work hard,
Play
do
hard.
better in
Oh, sorry.
CAS. Yes, CAS is important. If you don't fail, if you fail CAS, you can't graduate, guys.
That's
why we're
45 in
doing
all
this, guys.
subjects. Fails cast.
Idiot.
Clown emoji right there. That's
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's not do that, guys. Hence why we're doing this podcast. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
really
Any
have
else,
to do
Josh?
more
Anything
casts.
else? Yeah.
Oh no, if you're really, and I guess I really need to work on TOK. I don't understand TOK.
Oh my god.
Hopefully,
That's a
hopefully,
subject.
our teacher's not watching this. But yeah,
Yeah.
TOK is stress,
So
but yeah.
I'm sorry. I do my best to understand it. I really do. But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, triple the effort. The effort is really much we really have to ramp up. Even though we're at the comfort of our own home, doesn't mean we can slice the effort in half and be like, oh, since we're at home, it's easier. Well, that's not the case for most people. I'll add on to that later. But
agree.
Daniel, how are you gonna ramp up for this upcoming year 2 IB?
Yes.
Wait, sorry. You're looking
Go.
you're looking up. Is it raining where you're at? Really, right now?
Yeah,
really hard?
It's raining.
Same.
There's thunder. I'm
Yeah,
so
me
sorry
too.
for your editing. Like
No. We don't hear. I don't hear anything. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't hear anything.
also like my brother's playing piano, right?
No,
Yes,
we
we
can't
don't
hear
hear
it. We
any
can't
of
hear
those.
Wow,
that.
we actually can't hear anything. That's great, actually. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
That's yeah.
Great night.
No, I mean I agree. I think this quarantine, this this opportunity to be at home and like be productive on your own rate, I think it's very helpful with preparing for IB. Because there's nothing else to do. no, but seriously, it's really one of the reasons I'm also enjoying this quarantine. I like the opportunity to slow down and work on the things like doing our reading logs for different subjects and thinking about our different projects. I guess in a practical sense, that's what I'm trying to do. In a more like mindset sense, yeah. I mean, I like what Charles said about really working together and collaborating. That's why invite me again to this podcast so I can get cast points. Because I have no cast. No.
The true motivations behind Daniel
Yeah.
joining this.
Don't tell your motive.
We'll get your
Yeah.
favorite guest in here too. Don't worry. Eventually.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Shout out.
And yeah,
Name
and also
drop.
just remembering.
Go, Daniel. Go. Sorry.
Yeah,
Go.
it's fine.
Go.
Remembering like to not be pressured too much by those numbers, because I think if you kind of step out of that, the way you interact with your classmates and your teachers becomes much more productive, and you can set goals that make it much more plausible and useful for you. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest benefit of being able to stay at home by yourself and figure yourself out for this upcoming school year. But yeah, but seriously, yeah, thanks for inviting me because
Yeah, of
You needed the
course.
cast.
Come back
We're your
again.
cast lifeline. We're just giving,
yeah,
just
I'm
holding
available
on.
next week again.
Daniel becomes
the
recurring
third
guest.
co-host.
Yeah.
He's the third host.
I don't
So-
even have to say anything. I
Just
just
to
have
be
to be
here.
here.
There.
Yeah, good points, Donna. Yeah, that's your mindset. And also like the pressure. Yeah, you guys, I know like pressure is coming a lot from like our parents or people who know about like, the IB and like, oh, we should get 45 and stuff. But like, you gotta think outside the number most of the times because like,
Yeah.
the number is definitely not gonna quantify your whole being as a learner. What about you, Nate? Nate's one of the hardest
Mm,
working people I know ever
no,
putting
that's
together
not
this
true.
podcast and editing. I know he's
Yeah.
he's such a humble guy now, but
Oh yeah, for
the
sure.
man's on a roll recently in terms
Yeah.
of getting things done. So
Mixtape
Nate, go
coming
ahead.
soon.
Wow, see?
Joke.
Nice.
With the IB, I think people neglect online teachers more now, or teachers in general more now. Like
That's true.
they don't message or talk to them. Like after class, we usually speak to our teachers. Oh, how does this stylistic device, or so on and so on. But nowadays, when the call ends, we're just there and like, oh, time to eat lunch. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like um, nowadays we should be more engaging towards teachers, and especially now that they have more time in their houses, they can actually help us even more.
It's
And
true.
yeah, I just maybe I should like, or we should be more engaging with our teachers. I see it like that.
I like that, Nate. Though that's actually something that, yeah, we as students we forget to flip it around and be like, oh, our teachers are probably gonna struggle too with teaching us because obviously teachers are trained to teach in person. Well, now because of how the pandemic has hit everything, it's time to go virtual, and that may be difficult on both sides, and it will be. And I hope to all those just studying, even just if you're studying, if you're a student, going through the online thing that most likely will happen. You just gotta really stay focused. I know it's hard to stay focused, being distracted in your house, seeing all the your video games right beside you on like the table, or like your basketball is like right outside, your court's right outside. You can just record a video of yourself listening and put it towards the camera and be like, oh, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
here.
that's
It's so funny. People have done that and it's amazing. I'm not gonna do that, but like, yeah, it's just about staying focused and getting
Yeah.
rid of the pressure that definitely comes with it. And I hope we'll definitely have another episode with Daniel coming soon about how to deal with
Yes.
yes, how to deal with
With
anxiety.
depression.
No, just kidding. No, Daniel will come back on this show.
to deal with rejection.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
Mental illness special coming soon.
Oh my gosh. We're good. Oh yeah, but yeah, just hang in there, guys. Hopefully wherever you are watching this from, all the nations or whatever, every situation differs. I hope that the worst has already passed for whoever's listening to our audiences. Thank you for taking the time to watch this 40 plus minute podcast, episode 3
Yeah.
of the podcast. Thank you again for Daniel and Charles for taking the time to join our podcast. Nate's our editor in chief, doing a
Yes.
great job getting the episodes up, and we'll see you
Of
for
course.
episode 4, which will be very interesting, like all our podcasts. because
May
we'll
or
all be
may
seeing-
not include Daniel again.
Yeah, may or may not have Daniel. Daniel may
Yeah,
may
I'm
or
not
may
sure
not be on the
either.
budget.
He's in need of a cat.
Maybe on the budget now. He may be regular now. But yeah, thanks again, Daniel, for taking the time. Charles, again, taking the time. Stay safe. We will
Thank
connect
you.
soon
Thanks
again. We'll
too.
call soon again. So thank you. We're gonna stop the recording in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.